Kalyn Proctor, the junior out of Alabama. He'll be 21 when the season starts. 6'7", 369 pounds. Nice.
This guy is the stereotypical Alabama meme where a kid is just 7 times the size of all the other kids around him.
So, yeah, this is a gigantic human being, Kalyn Proctor. Consensus All-American in 2025, won the SEC Jacobs Blocking Trophy. Was a first-team All-SEC this year as well. Second-team All-SEC last year, and he was a freshman All-American in 2023. Giant of a man, can hold pass rushes off really well. I think his anchor is really nice. Felt like he had the ability to counter pass rush moves. There was some really nice hand usage. He actually gave up 0 pressures against Georgia. Really impressed with what I saw out of Kalyn Proctor. Now, could he potentially benefit from losing weight to increase stamina throughout games? It might not hurt him to drop a few pounds. His aggression is a bit inconsistent. You saw it on tape against Georgia, but I don't think you saw it elsewhere. Yeah, he's good at countering pass rush moves, but once he does lose, I do think he struggles to recover at times. Again, he's got that bigger frame, and this is something that we might bring up a lot of times with bigger, taller tackles. May well struggle when people get underneath. Another guy that is being talked about being moved inside to guard, despite the big frame on him. So my least favorite thing, 17 sacks given up in his college career. That's the thing that shows up the most when you watch this tape. But my favorite thing about him, how many times was he used as a surprise offensive weapon? Lining up as an X receiver at times, lining up as a fullback to run through, lining up in Wildcat to run through. So technically lining up as a quarterback. Man, was that fun. That was the fun part. And that's what makes Kalyn Proctor such a unique prospect, the different ways you can use him in that. But it's a difficult one because on the one hand, he's a very fun evaluation. Fun seeing a man his size that surprisingly nimble around the field, even though he almost runs like a brick wall. But he has still got some surprising athleticism about him. He's stonewalling dudes, receiving a rushing option. Yeah, that's great. The difficulties in recovering, his oversetting, and the potential of him moving inside is a worry. Still give me +1 on him because I like the upside of what you've got with Kalyn Proctor more than I thought I was going to. He really pleasantly surprised me.
It goes to what I said earlier, isn't it, about the guys who are just #fun to watch. You started on the big hitter names who are technically sound, and you see Kalyn Proctor just annihilating lads in space. Like him as lead blocker isn't fair, but he's a curse. I did see a lot of rushes where they got inside his chest. So again, it's the question of what's his arm length. At 360 odd, like he's going to have to drop weight to play tackle because he has got limitations in his movement. Like speed rushes really do cause him issues because of his height and his weight. He has leverage and balance issues. There's nothing you can do about that. Just because of the size of him, it just looks like he is the perfect guy to kick into guard. He really does. Like that is golden. His positive traits. I think if you're going to put a guy who suffers with movement laterally, not downhill, he's a bowling ball, he's fine. Like, but that's sort of moving around the pocket, speed rushers, leverage, balance. I'd be nervous. Yeah, I'd say at value. I think that's fair. You've got a guy with so many positive traits. And if he was on a team like the Lions, wow. Like he ends up a cult hero in 2 years.
Very not penalised as well. Only 2 penalties this year. I forget that they played Georgia twice. In the championship game, 0 sacks, 0 hits, 1 hurry, 1 pressure. The first time they played Georgia, 0s across the board, 100% efficiency.
Wow.
Only 2 sacks this year. One of them in week 1 as well. So he's gone most of the year until week 16 without giving another one.
This guy is the definition of a corn-fed boy. He was from Iowa and nearly played for Iowa twice in his career, but he ended up staying at Alabama. How big are his arms? 34.5 inches, I'm led to believe. He's so powerful that on one snap, the defender's helmet flew off. He could be elite. His ceiling is sky high. His floor as a tackle, yeah, maybe that's on the low side, but equally you could find a place for this guy somewhere on the offensive line, presumably at guard. Would a team slim him down a little bit and give him a go at tackle? Would he be able to develop that kick slide a little bit better? He's got that mobility and athleticism. You can see he's not just standing there. He is a brick wall on wheels, and he's literally a huge man on screen. It's a really interesting evaluation. I've ended up with +1 overall. You can't draft that frame every day of the week. So you take a massive moldable piece of clay. You've got tackle upside if you can make that work. If not, you've got a solid guard. So I think that's a relatively safe pick because of his frame.
Yeah, he's never played guard in his college career. All left tackle except for the handful where he's inline tight end. Just There's quite a fair few snaps in line tight end. So I believe there were 5 non-blocking snaps that he had in 2025, which would indicate the little trick plays throughout the season.
51 pressures in 2 years. That's worth highlighting. So, yeah, maybe that does undermine his tackle kind of CV.
I think this is probably our first